Hey everyone, I'm Nina Zeta with Sidewalker Daily, and today I'm going to talk about how you can build your influencer career all while still keeping your full-time job. This is for people who are currently working. Maybe they still have their 9 to 5. They're not ready to quit just yet. This video is for you because, again, a lot of the creators that I come across do want to do this full-time eventually, but they're like, I just can't quit my job yet, right? And I'm not one to glamorize quitting anything. I feel like everyone has to do what's right for them. So today's video is going to give the tips to those who have a 9 to 5, who do work, full-time job, but how they can still be on track and how they can still build their influencer business. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe if you want to be kept up to date on all things creator economy, influencer marketing, working with brands, all that good stuff. That's what we specialize here at Sidewalker. Now, if you work full-time, you already know this, but your time is limited. So you'll often hear people say, pick a niche, or be really focused on what it is that you're going to be talking about online. But here's the thing, when you're doing like the influencer or trying to build a community, right? Because when you say, I want to be an influencer, what you're really saying is, I want to build a community of people who come to me, who trust me, who like me, all of those sort of things. So it's more than just pick a niche. It's what do you like to talk about online so much that lights your fire so much, that lights you up so much that you're willing to do after work, even when you're tired, or maybe not go to happy hour drinks after work with friends because you have to come home and shoot content. It's more than just pick a niche. Pick a topic that excites you. Because you work so much and you work full time, there will be times that you're just like, oh, I don't want to do it. But if it's a topic that you're really, really passionate about and really, really excited about, this can really help you overcome those waves of times when you just don't want to do it, right? A major tip for those that have full-time jobs is also to start small. Don't try to be everywhere at once. Don't compare yourself to people that are posting 5 times a week or on TikTok posting, 5 times a day even. Some people, you don't know what they do for a living. You don't know people's financial situation. So also just don't compare yourself to others, especially more advanced creators that have been doing this longer potentially. Start small. I always say, in the beginning when you're picking platforms, pick 1 to 2 max. Don't try to do it all. Once you get good at something, then you can add something else to the mix. I know here at Sidewalker, we started off with YouTube and newsletter. That was really important to us. Once we were able to really flesh out our newsletter and our YouTube, then we're like, okay, let's get more on TikTok and Reels. But again, step by step, you will get overwhelmed if you try to do everything. It's better just to focus in on an area that you want to expand in. Now, when it comes to working full time, you need to be organized because, again, you don't have the time that someone else can just wake up and create content and post that day. You're going to need to get ahead of yourself. And how do you do that? By developing a content calendar. So you're going to need to know what you're posting, I would say even 2 weeks out. Some creators that I work with know they're a month out. And yes, that is annoying to think. It's oh my God, how does one even do that? But if you spend a Sunday mapping out what your content's going to look like and what you're going to commit to, again, even if it's something small, but that you can actually hit that goal. So if you say, I'm doing 3 Reels a week or 3 TikToks a week or whatever it is, 2 YouTube videos a week, make sure you can hit that goal and get ahead of it. Batch your content ahead. So yes, you're going to need a content calendar, but you're also going to need to get ahead of the work by creating a system or something that helps you not have to be doing the day-to-day grind. So the day-to-day grind is, like I said, waking up, shooting a video that day, editing and posting. I think it's just better personally to think big. So how we do it here at Sidewalker is I'll map out 4 videos and then I do all scripts for all 4 videos at the same time. I shoot them all at the same time. And then we drip them out over 2 weeks. So that way, if I film today 4 videos, I have enough content for 2 weeks on the YouTube channel, right? Because we produce 2 videos a week. But if I only did 1 week, I would have a whole month already out. So you don't have to do every single step in order. You can clump them together, all my research at once, all my scripts at once, all my filming at once. And that's why batching really helps me. Something you may want to consider if you have the disposable income, so if you have the money, is to get support in different areas, right? So if, let's just say, your area of brilliance is coming up with content and creating good content, but you know that you need to be engaging on platforms with other people, or you need to be reaching out to brands or whatever, maybe pay someone else to do that. Like, we're all about getting help here at Sidewalker. We're all about telling influencers, hire an assistant, hire someone. It's going to relieve you of time, especially if you can afford it. Why not? Especially if that person's going to help a revenue generate for you or take tasks off of you so that you can shine in your brilliance. Definitely something you should be considering, especially if you have a full-time job and you have the money that you can do so. Like, if video editing is just taking all your time and video editing is not your thing, maybe you just got to get an editor on board so that, again, you can move faster. When it comes to time and speed, all the people that have a full-time job and are listening are going to be annoyed probably at this tip, but I have to say it, patience and consistency. It's funny, someone will go viral on an Instagram reel and be like, Nina, oh my God, that I went viral on a reel. It did so good. I have no idea why. It's just like my other content. And I'm like, it's because you were consistent. If you didn't post, you wouldn't have gone viral, right? Because you feed the algorithm, it's like the beast. Because you're consistent, you get rewarded. You have to remember these social media platforms, even Google, if you're a blogger, they want to give their audience good content. So Instagram wants to give their users really good content. They don't want to give it from a user who just posts here and there. So I know you probably don't want to hear this, but patience and consistency is what pays off. And also, when you think about it strategically, Instagram, YouTube, all these platforms, they're service providers. They want to provide their users really good content, and they want it to come from credible sources. So if you are on Reels and you post every now and then, Instagram isn't going to put you out there to be like a source of expertise or knowledge because you're just not consistent. So consistency actually is huge. And when I say patience, I know when you're working a full-time job and you're doing this influencer thing on the side, you're like, oh, I really want it. It's not fair, but nothing is overnight. There's no overnight success. Even if you go viral on TikTok and grow 20,000 followers in a day, which we hear happen time and time again, those people still have to learn how to manage that success. I have creators all the time that have hundreds of thousands of followers that they got overnight on TikTok, but then they're like, what do I do? Right? I've had creators literally tell me that verbatim. So yeah, if you are interested in working with brands and doing this, whether you want to keep your job or not, I do a free training every month. It's live. It's amazing. You're going to learn tons of free information that's going to help you get those paid brand deals, no matter your follower size. So definitely join me at my next one. Another thing that I don't think I've ever even said out loud, but I think it all the time, is creators who have full-time jobs. You guys have a professionalism towards you, or maybe you understand how corporate works and you understand, legalities or how people talk. I find that the emails tend to be way more professional when they come from someone who does have a full-time job. And I also find that you can leverage your skills from your full-time job and apply them to your influencer job. So for example, if you're doing data management, and you're really good at research, maybe that could fit you really well when you're researching brands that you want to work with, right? So look at your skills in your day job and see how you can apply them to your influencer job. Of course, this may not be for everyone, but potentially it could help you. A big piece of advice for those that do have a 9-to-5, but if you're trying to leave it, financially, you also need to kind of consider, what do I need to make a month? How am I going to monetize this project, this hobby, right? You may have to start thinking now a little bit more like a business. Ask yourself those questions, what do I need to make a month? What are my expenses right? At my home, my rent, all those things. And then when you start understanding your expenses and what you want to make, you can also kind of work backwards. I find that a lot of creators that do have a job, they can't make that switch because financially they don't feel secure yet, which again is totally a good decision and normal. But if you are starting to do some financial planning or just getting organized in how much you need to make in your influencer job to finally quit, do the math. Start seeing what you need to do to make this work. I think it will help with any decision making. Ultimately, if you have a full-time job, sacrifice is required. You're going to have to, figure out your calendar a little bit better. Maybe there's going to be days that your friends are going out and having fun and you're home editing or script writing or networking or going to a networking event. Think of it as an internship. If you think about it, one of the biggest stats that came out of the Adobe Creator Report was that influencers globally were making around $100,000. Just here in the US, around $162,000 a year. So there is opportunity to make this a full-time job. People are doing this. And if you do too, you need to kind of get hungry and network and meet people, even people at your own company. I've had influencers who end up working at their company that they're at and then pitching them in the future, being like, I used to work there, like I have my own audience now. And they use it as an in. So that could be for you too. And ultimately, just don't get discouraged. I know it's harder for you guys because your time is less, you have less time, but be efficient with it and try to see, okay, again, what can your time be best used for instead of trying to do it all? But don't get discouraged. Keep practicing. Practice makes perfect. Keep learning, keep growing. We have our podcast here at Sidewalker. We have this channel. We have tons of resources available for you guys. And don't give up. That's my biggest piece of advice. Don't give up. Keep at it. All right, guys, let me know if this video was helpful, if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video.